There was once lived a couple of husband and wife in a village near the coastal area of Peling Island. Both of them were well-known farmers in the village and blessed with a beautiful baby daughter. Uki was her name, and that was what the parents used to call her. Everyone who looked at her will not be able to escape her enchanting beauty. She loves playing with her friends in the village, and her friends are also adored her. As she grew into a teenager, her parents started to recognize that their daughter's beauty might attract some of the men attention in the village, so they told her to always stay inside the house and won't let her go outside, not even meeting her friends. She felt so lonely and confused. In her mind, she asked why she couldn't go outside anymore, but she still listened to her parents' word to not go outside and does her daily activities in the house. Months passed by. It was dinner time. They all sat down on a floor mat made from plaited bamboo, with all the delicious food that she and her mother had cooked before. As her mother passed her the food, she asked, "Oh, mother and father, why can't I go outside? I missed my friends. I missed wandering around the village." Her parents looked at her with a slight fear coming out from the expressions, and her mother said, "We just wanted you to be safe, dear." "Safe? From what?" she responded, feeling really curious. "Please, I just wanted to play with my friends. I miss them very much," she pleaded her parents. "I'm sorry, my dear. The outside world will be too dangerous for you," said her father. "What? Enough, my dear. Let's just eat our dinner before it runs cold," said her father, who did not want to hear any more comments from Uki. Uki did not respond anymore, and she started to eat her dinner with a sad frown look upon her face. She almost shed a tear, but she kept herself to be strong and thought nothing but a positive thought about what her parents did is actually good for her. Years passed. Uki have grown into a beautiful maiden. Her beauty is her parents' concern, thinking that any man would abduct her, take her away, and will eventually hurt their daughter. And Uki's parents' paranoia led them into the point where they locked her even more strictly. In the living room, matted with the bare ground inside their wooden house, Uki's parents argued. "Our daughter, her beauty is a curse," said the father. "How could you say that? She's our daughter," the mother responded in shock. "I don't know how long should we keep her inside this house. She would eventually go outside, and people will see her," said the father. "We will find her a good husband, for sure. A man that really loves her and will protect her," said the mother. Uki, in her room, was just looking at the window. Then suddenly a young man passed and accidentally saw her. "Hello there, I'm Lasso," said the young man. "Oh, hello, I'm Uki. Why haven't I seen you before? Are you new here? What village are you from?" Lasso asked curiously. "No, I'm actually from this village also. I just never go outside." One day, the chief of the village was looking for a bride for his son, Tabu, the hunter. The chief was also a hunter, the great one, and so it goes in the blood of his son. Uki's parents heard about the news and invited the chief and his son, Tabu, to come to their house. And so they were agreed to marry their children. Uki heard their conversation in her room. She was shocked and scared. Tabu, on the other hand, got really excited when he took a look at Uki. There she was, standing in front of her room, with grace all of her beauty. Tabu is one of those young men which any girls in the village desire to have as their husband. He was like a dream man. He was strong and brave. Also, he had the skill of hunting. He was perfect for other girls, but he was not the man in Uki's dream. Her wedding day has come. The flute was blown, the gong was beaten, and went along the traditional instrument's rhythm, and people were dancing. It was the most glorious wedding in the village, a dream wedding for every young girl could ever imagine in the village, but not for Uki. She was in her gloomy mood, sitting in the dais which the bridal couple seated, alongside with Tabu her groom, whom which she doesn't love nor wanted to be married. It was an arranged marriage. She couldn't do anything but screaming inside her weakened body. From afar she can see Lasso, stared at her with a teary eyes. There she was, the girl of his dream. He had to accept that she is married to a finer young man, stronger and braver than he is. Uki shed tears, but quickly wiped her tears before anyone will notice her. She looked down all the time until the wedding party had finished. Uki now lived with her husband Tabu at his house near the mountain. Everything got worse. Uki felt depressed. She wanted to go outside so bad, but Tabu won't let her. She felt like she was being imprisoned. Even when she pleaded to Tabu, he will sometimes scold at her. Tabu got stressed out because he could not stand Uki's behavior. Uki would cry out loud during the day, looking to the other side of the window and shouted, "Set me free, please." She will also throw tantrum at her husband, started talking back at him without caring about the consequences. Her husband Tabu got confused and did not know what to do with her anymore, thought that she was crazy or possessed by an evil spirit, so he locked her in her room, all alone. Lasso sometimes heard Uki's cry and mourn whenever he went past by her house and also felt sorry for her. Until one really quiet day, in the morning, when Tabu went off to hunt, he makes sure that every door in his house is locked securely. Off he goes. Uki saw him leaving from the window. She started banging on the door, but she could not break through it. She looked around. There were no one can be seen. She sat there for a moment and looked at the house floor. It was made from the planed bamboo, just like the one she got in her parents' house. So she managed to kick the floor. She can see there was a little slit on the floor, and kept on kicking it until it breaks apart. Lasso happens to walk up past her house. He saw Uki's foot coming out from the floor from her wooden stilts house. He came closer. "Uki, what are you doing?" he asked while he looked around if anybody would see them. "Please, help me. Help me get out of this place," Uki shouted. He helped her open the cracks from the floor. When the cracks in the floor was wide enough for her body, she jumped without hesitation. There they were. Lasso held her hands so she can stand up steadily. Pookie was smiling with joy. She's finally outside. At the same time, a man saw them and yelled at them. And then, "Quick, hold my hand," he told her. She quickly held against his hand, and they ran away. They went to the mountain behind Tabu's house. They saw a great forest with big trees grew in it. They ran away deep in the jungle and went up to the mountain. Lasso held Uki's hand. Neither one. They ran as quick as they could. When Tabu arrived at his house, he saw the damage below his house. He searched for Uki around the house. He found nothing. In bad temper, he went to Uki's parents' house. "Where is she?" Tabu shouted from outside. Uki's parents were afraid by the yell. They went outside and see Tabu standing in front of the house. "What is it, Tabu? What seems to be the problem?" "Uki went away. She broke the house floor and made an escape," said Tabu in anger. A man showed up and said, "I saw her run away into the forest. She was with another young man. I believe Lasso is his name." Uki's parents showed a disbelief expression on their faces. Tabu, on the other hand, felt disappointed. "Very well then, that's her choice. She has chosen her destiny," said Tabu. "Tabu, let's go find them. They probably haven't got that far away," said the mother. "And what? She was not an obedient wife for me, and now she ran away with another man," said he. He was filled with anger. Falling deep in his emotion, he set up a curse. "I swear, In the name of our ancestor spirit, bad things will follow her, and let the universe punish her, for she ran away from her husband with another man. Shall the universe curse her into a stone? The clouds suddenly come together, and then the thunder rumbled. You take back that word's back, said Uki's father. A curse cannot be reversed, said Tabu. Uki's parents were shocked. They headed towards the mountain behind their village, hoping that they can find their daughter. They saw a path track left by the runaway maiden, so they followed it. Meanwhile, Uki and Lasso kept on hiking the mountain. After a few moments, Uki felt exhausted. Lasso, wait a bit. I feel really tired. We have to keep on walking or they will find us, Lasso said. I think we are far enough now. No one ever went this far on this mountain, Uki responded. At the same time, Lasso saw a water flow. Uki, look, there's water. We should follow it to the headwaters, said Lasso. He was so excited. And then they found a beautiful pond where the waters reflect their feature like a mirror. Uki sat down in the bedrock in the side of the pond. She used her hands to take the water and drink it, hydrated by drinking the water. This place is magnificent, said Uki, amazed. I would like to stay here. I don't know for how long, but I feel like I'm attached to this pond, Uki continued. Here, have a seat too, Lasso. I know you're tired too. Lasso also enchanted by the view of the pond, and so he sat down next to Uki. They were hypnotized by the enchanting pond for a moment. The glass-like water mixed with greenish-blue color. Then suddenly, the sky became dark, filled with fearful dark clouds. It was like the nature suddenly became angry for whatever reason, which no human would ever understand. And then, Uki, your feet, said Lasso. He looked terrified seeing Uki's feet turned into a stone. Someone might have put a curse on me, said Uki. Her face couldn't hide that she was also terrified, but she looked at Lasso and responded calmly. It's okay. It is my destiny now. I'm free. You helped me escape from that wicked man. Her lower body part became stone. She couldn't move anymore. Lasso held her hand, saying, Please, what should I do? What can I do now? You have done enough, Lasso, and I'm really thankful for that, Uki responded. Now, will you stay here and sit with me? Asked Uki, with a joyful tear coming out for her eyes, looking at Lasso. Of course I will, said Lasso. For the first time I finally feel free, said. That was her last words, and then her whole body now became a solid stone. Lasso looked at the stone and hugged it very tightly, with tears in his eyes. Oh, such a bad luck for us two, that the universe disagree with our love, said Lasso to the stone. When Uki's parents arrived, they only saw Lasso sitting down next to a big stone. Where is she? Where is Uki? The mother shouted at Lasso. Here she is. He held the stone. Don't be ridiculous, said the father. When they came closer to the stone, they saw their daughter's clothes. Her whitish kabaya and sarong fabric wrapped around the stone. The curse, said the mother. She has turned into a stone by the curse, said she while looking at her husband crying. There was nothing they can do. It was all too late. And then they went back down to the village, never come back to the pond again. They were too upset to go there, seeing their daughters as a stone. In his final days, Lasso still took care of the stone. He built a little hut near the pond and gathered food from the jungle around him. He would clean it from any moss that grew in the stone's surface. Keeping the stone clean, he proved his faithfulness to Uki, even though he had turned into a stone. Lasso will always be in her side and will always look after her.